What's up, everyone? Just want to give two quick announcements. So we're going to have a cube sale this Saturday for Reboot. Very big. It has been confirmed by the community manager that it's going to be an unlimited sale, right? So that's huge. Packs of 30, so they're probably going to last 1 month. But 25% off both the packs of red and black cubes. Make sure you check out the transfer hammer video to make sure that you want to start min-maxing on your potential. Instead of maybe saving until a possible 5, 10, 15 to go for Star Force first. That depends on how you're going to be upgrading past 17 stars. So make sure you check out the video to make sure that you're making a good decision on that part. The other thing that's important when coming to cubing and everything is the expected cost and the expected amount of cubes you're going to be using. So make sure that you check the cubing calculator. I'll put the descriptions and the links for everything in the description. Basically, you want to look at how many cubes on average are going to cost to go to the new thing. The main thing and the thing that gets you a lot of damage is your weapon, your secondary, and emblem, and getting great potential on that. But if you go too hard on those, it might take away so much money that if you had invested that money instead into optimizing your potential on all your other equips instead, you could have gotten more out of it and more reliably so. So make sure you check the calculators and make a financially good decision for your account. And also we have the 30% off Star Force coming up in Sunny Sunday in I think 3 weeks. Make sure you double check the events calendar for that one. And then after the December 16th update, we will know what the new Sunny Sundays are. So at that point, we will know whether there's a 5, 10, 15 coming. And as you guys know, that's the best event to go past 17 stars. So if you're already saving up level 150 items and doing everything in the transfer hammer video, make sure you don't go overboard on spending everything on cubes now, because then you could miss out on being able to go hard on a 5, 10, 15. That's everything I think regarding this Saturday. Oh yeah, and we don't know for sure there's going to be a DMT. Remember, historically, DMTs have occurred around 3 times a year, around March, July, December, around these periods. Since we are creeping up on December, it's very close, and it is on a Saturday, and DMTs have historically been on Saturday, there is a chance that there will be a DMT paired with this, but don't count on it. And even if there is a DMT, remember, if you guys don't remember, bless your soul. If you do remember the last 2 DMTs, or 3 at this point, they've been absolute nightmares. Impossible to get anything done, too many people cubing, cubes taking minutes to resolve. The only way of getting the results of your cubes was using a cube, then CCing, waiting about 1.5 minutes for your CC to actually register and go through, then seeing your new potential, then using another cube, and then repeating that. And some people took the whole, took like 2 hours of cubing to get all of 16 cubes done and maybe get 3 tier ups. So at that point, not very efficient. So either no DMT at all, which that's going to be my guess, that they're not doing the DMT at all. But because they're not doing that, they're giving us the cube sale unlimited, instead of in the past when there was a DMT, there would be a limit on the cubes. I believe a limit of 5 stacks of both for red and black per person, but at a 30% off. Now 25% off, unlimited, maybe then no DMT is kind of my guess there. The second thing I wanted to announce is that ProjectCRA is finally going into a little bit overdrive. All of my dailies have now, all of my weeklies and my hard bosses have now been basically condensed to Friday afternoon through Sunday evening. So basically just a whole full weekend. Excuse me, which makes sense because it's the whole, that's when people have the most time. So then it's the easiest to have the party bosses done then, because people have the most free time. So you can just, make 6 people be at the same place at the same time, the easiest. So anywhere through Monday morning to Friday morning, basically, that time will be more dedicated to unlocking prequests and moving around, more freely moving around my link skills and my legion, and therefore having more opportunity to practice Rudibus bosses, Chaos Rudibus bosses, and make more progress through ProjectCRA, which I guess I never really formally explained. ProjectCRA is a project that I have to try to solo Chaos Rudibus with every class in the game. I will try to do so with certain limits of funding. So let me just pull up my grid real fast. You guys will see it. It'll be smooth right here. You'll see it on the screen. It'll be beautiful. Maybe I do have to edit this. Nah, this is short enough. You guys can handle, right? Wait, I'll have to edit this, otherwise you can't see it. I'll have to edit it. So ProjectCRA is basically trying to do that. So the thing that I'm aiming for is have fifth job. Of course, clear normal root abyss 10 times, otherwise I can't even enter. I'm going to open 100 nodes. A few characters have had a few more, but that's just because of my mistake. That wasn't intentional. Except for one class. Which one was it? I did 200 on one character on purpose because it was impossible to get any good nodes. As you guys know, some characters, it was probably one of the non-KMS classes, have a really bad lineup of nodes, and in order to get anything useful, you have to open so many. But in general, 100 nodes, because like now with the Terror Burn, you get 90 for free, so that's pretty close. If you do your dailies a few times, you're at that 100. I could have thrown like 200 or 300. I would have enough, but I kind of wanted the experience of if you're at level 210 and you're on your main character and it's like your first or maybe your second character, like pretty early in the game, how strong would your character roughly be? And how much is that character really capable of? Because you see a lot of people looking for carries, and I'm all like, oh, you got to earn it yourself, find other people, do it together, blah, blah, blah. But is it, how feasible is that really? Like, do you need to actually find a full people of 5 other people? Do you just not need to find one person? Can you maybe even do it by yourself? So my goal is to kill it at, I don't know how much stat that's going to be. So what I'm doing is I'm making the gear that I have access to, that I have reasonable access to, I'm making it epic, just by tiering it up either with epic potential scrolls or with master craftsman cubes. And then using occult cubes to roll it to 9% main stat. Of course, for Xenon, it was a little bit tricky. Yeah, so that, and then for Star Force, I'm usually going for anywhere from 10 to 12, so like around there, not going any crazy 17 plus stuff or anything. Sometimes my emblem or secondary might be unique, but even then it's got like 1 or maybe 1.5 useful lines, Sometimes 2 lines of attack, but it's just if I lucked into that, which statistically, if you're going to be cubing that on 50 characters, 1 or 2 are going to get it, but most of the other ones aren't. So my idea is kind of like how strong my character will be, probably as strong as your first or second character would be, but way weaker than in general weaker than someone who is their very first character and they're dedicating all their resources to one character, because I'm splitting over 50 plus characters and I'm not dedicating that many of my resources. So 50 plus, like 44, I don't know, like 40 plus. So the idea is kind of to, so whatever. So, I'm getting level 30 charm, so I can equip the pocket slot. That's typically just for not that the pocket slot is terribly important, but it's just for to make the set bonus to the 9 set boss accessory set a little bit easier. I'm getting an OK flame. That means as low as like on other flame advantage items, like as low as like 42. And if you get lucky, you might see something with like 70 or even 80 flame score. But that's, of course, on average, that's going to happen sometimes, but I'm aiming for like 40, 45, like around there or higher. And Star Force Cube that went over that. So I'm trying to get to level 210, because I think that's like a good sweet spot to be able to equip enough nodes to have access to 2 boost nodes and your 4 main nodes, or 3 main nodes and speed infusion, something like that. I got 2 15% ID familiars, which you can farm. Again, it's not realistic that you have this on all of your characters, right? But it is realistic to go for this on at least one character. And then I will attempt to solo it on the character itself with that level of funding. If I can't, I will struggle CRA with other people of the same level and earn my CRA gear that way, and then upgrade the CRA gear and then try to solo it with the CRA gear. But that's only if for the characters that I either can't play at all, or are really bad, or just my ineptitude just won't let me clear. For possible extra damage, I could do the Vanishing Journey prequest. I could even do the Choo Choo prequest and start doing some dailies there to get a bunch of stat from the leveling up the symbols. But that's all for later in case this doesn't work out. If this works out and this is successful, it could move up to like Project HMAG, Project, Galax, whatever. There's a lot of room for growth there, of course. I assume for about half of these classes, I would get it pretty quickly. And then for like 40%, it'll be like a little bit of a struggle, but eventually it'll work. And then for 10%, it'll be an absolute nightmare, is about my guess. So I'm expecting 4 or 5 classes for this to be like absolute brutal torture. I already have an idea of which ones that might be. But for most of it, I think this will be pretty doable. Especially with the 4th V that just came out. I was really planning on waiting this long on getting serious, but to a certain level, I want to make sure that I have most of them done. Actually, I want to have all of them kind of at that level and done before I really get into it. It's not the most efficient thing to do, but it just feels weird to already be trying CRA when I know there's a bunch of characters that have to go through all of the motions of doing the bosses to level up the charm, getting all the equips, whatever. But as I'm doing my daily and my weekly bosses, all of my flames and all of my Master Craftsman cubes and my cult cubes, of course, that I'm getting are pretty much all just being redirected to all of these characters to upgrade all of their stuff. So this is basically in-house like funding. The only money that's going to these characters is like direct mesos that go into these characters is to reveal the potential when I'm rolling with occult cubes and Master Craftsman cubes. That's the only money. But then the hope is, of course, that through even just clearing so even just, it's really funny though, because doing this, 40 extra characters, even just clearing Root Abyss, which is about 3 mil per day per crystal, and you have to clear every boss 10 times, so that's 30 mil per boss, 4 bosses, that's about 120 mil. If you do it on 40 characters, that's like 4.7 bill or something. That's already like a decent chunk of the money that goes into just revealing the potential of all of these characters. So that's almost half of it. I think I spent about... well, I'm not going to go into all of the details. It's just like a simple announcement. But, very, like many small make a whole, right? So all of those cubes, flames, those are all just being paid for. Those are all just spoils of war from doing my regular dailies and weeklies. I very rarely buy extra there. Sometimes I buy cubes extra if I'm kind of like ahead on flames and very behind on getting things to epic. Sometimes I buy some Master Craftsman cubes to like speed up the process a little bit because there are many equips to get to epic. And occult cubes, I have seas of occult cubes. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm working on now. And you can see in the grid, and I'll update the grid, how far everything is going, which classes have soloed CRA, which ones have struggled CRA. But I will be uploading specifically if I'm doing struggle runs or solo runs. I will be uploading those specifically on YouTube. And I will be making a ProjectCRA playlist where all of the individual classes doing CRA will be uploaded into. Now, I don't know for sure what I'm going to do with the classes that I have that are already very strong. Since the whole project is supposed to be about with a certain level of funding, I don't want to remake those classes that I already have at like level 250 or above, or like 240, whatever. I don't want to have to remake those classes. I might find a way to kind of gimp their power level, maybe unequip some stuff, even though that's something that like I'm already feeling like a lot of reluctance to, because I feel like I've earned to be able to do that quickly, so I should be able to do that quickly. But for the full like authentic experience, I feel like that's the only way to really do that, like unequip some boost nodes, unequip some stuff, to make it harder on me to kind of feel what it would be like for a new player playing it, right? So not everything has worked out exactly, but yeah, so the grid can be looked at if you use !ProjectCRA in the stream. You can see what I'm working on. You can see how far I've come with everything. But yeah, on the stream between Monday and Friday morning, I'll be doing more solos and more practices and all of that. And in the weekends, it's more like all of the hard bosses, hard boss parties, and then all of the weekly bosses as well when I have the link skills on there. So yeah, those 2 quick announcements. Upcoming Saturday, unlimited cube sale, packs of 30, 25% off. Make sure you have a plan beforehand so that you know how many you're going to buy on which character and what you're aiming for. Planning is everything there. And definitely check the other options, set money aside possibly for star forcing, and best of luck. Best of luck. I will be around on Saturday. I will be streaming all day, every day. So if you have any specific questions, please try to be specific with your questions. Not like, should I cube? You know, that's super vague. Like, I'd love to help, but you have to be more precise than that. You have to show me that you're thinking about it, what your options are, what you've already considered, and where you're stuck. And then I can help you. If you're too vague, I will just ask follow-up questions, and you'll have to do it anyway, because I can't imagine your situation out of just one question. I can't do that, and there's too many variables for me to pretend like I can answer your question when I can't. I want to be as forthcoming and as honest as possible. So please do your initial research yourself, and then if you're stuck somewhere or you have multiple options that seem, you're stuck in a dilemma, let me know, and I'll do my best to help you out. I'll see you guys on stream. Thank you for watching, and best of luck on Saturday. And I hope you guys enjoy ProjectCRA. Yeah, let me know which class you want me to be the next one. Just jumping in on stream and are like, hey, have you done this class? Have you done this class? And we'll talk about it. But I hope to discover... Oh yeah, the main reason for ProjectCRA is actually because a lot of people ask, what class do you enjoy the most? Which one should I play between this one and this one? What are the big differences? And even though I've played every class up to 200 and I have 5th job, I still feel that for 80 to 85% of the classes, I don't know enough. There are too many little tips and tricks, too many interactions with skills, too many interactions in certain maps and certain bosses that I haven't experienced yet. And there's too much of this game that's still foreign to me, even though a lot of people see me as some kind of like authority or very knowledgeable person. I feel there's just so much I don't know yet. And for a lot of things, I think the best way to figure it out is to practice and just hit your head against the wall and discover that there's just a bunch of things you're doing wrong, and then hopefully getting some friendly advice, some warranted advice and criticism from people who have been playing the class more, and then being able to incorporate into that my playstyle and hopefully make certain aspects of the game more enjoyable and just more palatable for people to watch. And hopefully learning to play certain classes will be enjoyable for you guys to see, and hopefully that will also give you guys an insight on what the actual potential is of certain classes, and maybe, I hope, inspire you to bring some enjoyment into failure and into learning from that failure and finding other people who enjoy that same thing and coming together to clear bosses rather than, taking the easier way out of getting carried. Hopefully that will, inspire that. That's the goal. So, first of all, come up with your plan. Second of all, I hope I can inspire you. See you.